Yeah, it's about that time, bro. They just got to trade Paul George. I'm over it. As y'all know, he's injured. Somebody got to be fired at this point. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it. Without further ado, here's the intro.
Up in the Sadies and Skirl.
Yeah.
What's going on, Cliffhangers? We are back with another video. Make sure y'all hitting that like and that subscribe button down below. I would greatly appreciate it. It lets the YouTube algorithm know that you like the video and it pushes it out to other people so they can see it and they could possibly like it. So make sure y'all hit those buttons down below. Again, I would appreciate it. Let's get into the video. All right, so Shams tweeted yesterday, Philadelphia 76ers star Paul George underwent a successful arthroscopic procedure on his left knee Monday to treat an injury suffered during a recent workout, a team official tells ESPN. George will now begin a rehab program and be reevaluated prior to the start of training camp. I genuinely don't have any care for this anymore. Because it's something that we all knew was going to happen. We all said it. Every single one of us. You can go back on my videos. You can go back on my tweets. When the announcement first came that this salary cap plan that Daryl Morey had was to inevitably try to sign Paul George, everybody was like, why would they do that? He's a 34-year-old star, injury prone. Why would you try to sign someone like that to pair with another star that you already have on your team that is injury prone, that you already know is going to miss time? Why would you do that? That makes no sense. Why would you sign him to a max contract? I could see if we were signing him to a lesser contract or he took a little pay cut just to come here, because the play style for Joel Embiid, Paul George, and Tyrese Maxey theoretically is a perfect fit. But when you're signing a 34-year-old injury-prone player to that amount of money, it just doesn't make sense. It never makes sense for somebody that old to come play on your team, because at the end of the day, you're already on a team where you are struggling to stay healthy. Why are you adding someone who is also struggling to stay healthy in his career? And I think, granted, the year before they signed Paul George, I think he played like 65 games or something, 68 or something like that, or he played the most games in his entire career or something along those lines. But either way, when you look at it, that's like an anomaly for Paul George, especially after the leg injury and the injuries that he sustained over the course of his career. You already know that it was going to be a severe risk adding him to your team. Plus, on top of that, you have to now add into the risk goes up now that you're adding him on a team with Joel Embiid. Now you have to pray that both of those stars are able to stay healthy, especially during a 2-month playoff run where they have to play high intensity basketball, where you need both of them playing high level basketball, high intensity. You need them to stay healthy. It's just like a pipe dream. Why did they do this? Now, of course, you can all probably see in my tweets after they signed Paul George, I have nothing to do but to support it now, right? Like, all right, cool. We got Paul George. Like I said, theoretically, the play style is there. But at the end of the day, the play style doesn't matter at this point. The play style doesn't matter if they can't play on the court. They are rarely going to be on the court together, and you are trying to hit some type of lucky charm to just get all three of the stars on the court at the same time for a long stretch of time. It's just not going to happen. For the past 2 years, Joel Embiid has not been able to play 2 weeks straight of basketball. And I don't even think his hindsight is 2020 at this time, because we all said it. Everyone that I can think about said it. Paul George, perfect play style next to Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid. The cons outweigh the pros, because you have to pay him a max contract. You have to pray that he stays healthy. You also have to hope that he is a winning player on a team when he is generally, throughout his career, a loser as a person and as a player. So you're trying to add him to a team that's still trying to grow and trying to go and compete for a championship that already doesn't have winning players. It has been shown that Joel Embiid needs somebody else, a co-star that is a leader, that can step up in the clutch, that can control the locker room, and that might turn into Maxey, but Maxey's too young. But it has shown that we all knew Paul George was not that. So the cons just outweighed the pros from the beginning. They were trying to, I get it. Morey was trying to make a bet on it and just take the risk, but it just, oh my God. Now you signed him, you extended Joel Embiid. When you look at it, like, it's just a dumb decision. From the beginning, it was a dumb decision. And I see a lot of people trying to take a victory lap with the James Harden stuff. We're going to stop with that too. James was bad too. Why are we gonna stop with that? Like, yeah, all right, he had his moments, but he won them 2 playoff games. But you gotta remember the other 3 playoff games, he was probably the worst player on the court. So we just not gonna ignore that. And just because I'm seeing people starting to take a victory lap on that too. All of this just comes back to Daryl Morey needs to be fired. I don't care about the hitting on the draft picks of Tyrese Maxey, Jared McCain, VJ Edgecombe, and the jury is still out on Jared and BJ Edgecombe because Jared only played 20 plus games last season. BJ has yet to play an NBA game. So I have no doubt in my mind that those two could be really good players, possible stars if they hit their max ceiling. But the jury is still out on those two. We know what we have in Tyrese Maxey. Again, I don't care about the draft picks. You can draft every great player that you want. If you don't know how to build a team around those players, it means absolutely nothing. I don't want a glorified scout as the NBA GM, as the GM of my favorite NBA team. It doesn't make sense. If you're a great scout and you can find the talent, go ahead, just go be a scout. Put somebody else that can be an NBA GM and that knows how to formulate a team around the stars that you already have. That's what I want. I'm cool. You can hit on all the picks that you want, but if you don't know how to build a team around Joel Embiid or Paul George or Tyrese, well, not Paul George, but Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey, it means absolutely nothing. And I've said it from the beginning. Daryl Morey doesn't look at players as people, as what you need emotionally, leadership wise, locker room wise. He doesn't look at players like that. He looks at everything like it's a math game, right? And it just doesn't work. That's not how you build a team out. Like, he doesn't care or know about culture. He doesn't care about leadership. He doesn't care about things like that. And it's just like, oh, bro, it's annoying, right? And the perfect cherry on top of this is him bringing Kyle Lowry and Eric Gordon back. There was absolutely no reason to bring either one of those players back. I don't care if you're talking about, yeah, they're veterans. No, there's absolutely no reason for you to bring those players back. You're just wasting 2 roster spots on the 6 teams that needed youth, that needed health, needed athleticism, and then you just take up 2 roster spots with that. So it's whatever. What they need to do is, like, you have to find somebody to get off that Paul George contract. I'm sorry. Like, it's just ruining the future of your team. You can already see that they're transitioning to more of youth with Watford, Maxey, McCain, Edgecombe. They got Justin Edwards, who hasn't looked great, but we all know what he can do. Dembona. Like, you have the youth there. Just start over, bro. Like, you are wasting all of our time with this praying that Joel Embiid and Paul George can stay healthy for a long enough period of time for you to go win a championship. It has never happened. Never. So just stop wasting the fans' time. Stop wasting your time. I've said it for a long time. The Sixers just need to rebuild top to bottom. Everybody needs to be fired. Everybody outside of the everybody outside of the young core needs to be traded. They just need to start over. It's done. Stop with the pipe dream of, hey, we still got Joel, we still got Paul George. If these guys can stay healthy, just stop. You're wasting our time, bro. And on top of that, the fans are they checked out. We don't care. And also, this is the same knee that Paul George had a problem with last season. So, like, is he cooked now? We don't know. And what makes it scary is they never gave a timetable on Paul George's return. All they said was he'll be reevaluated before the start of training camp. So he's just out indefinitely. So we don't really know how long of an injury this is going to be. So starting now, he's not going to be able to possibly participate in training camp. So that's ruining the chemistry with the team that already has some chemistry issues because Tyrese Maxey is trying to get everybody together and they just can't. And apparently Jared McCain is the first time seeing Tyrese Maxey was in the summer league game all summer. That's a whole nother topic. But like, you're ruining chemistry that you 3 desperately need because that you still didn't get this summer because Joel has been out. Paul George has been training somewhere else. Maxey has been training with Justin Edwards and he's been in Philly being the leader that he is. But like, you're still not going to get those reps that you need. And now you're going to start another season and go into another season still trying to figure it out. And like, how long can you sustain it to before one of those players inevitably gets injured again, and then you lose the chemistry. What is the point of this? You're just stretching it out there's no end to this. There's no good ending to this. So just end it while you can. And just start over with the young talent that you have, bro. But y'all let me know what y'all think the Sixers should do. Should they trade Paul George? Should they trade Joel Embiid? Like what I don't know. Make sure you hit that like button, you hit that subscribe button down below. I'll holla at y'all.